I don't remember much about it because my father, as I said, was with the railroad. And for a little while, we lived in the Raleigh Hotel because we couldn't find a place to live. Rentals were very difficult to get because of the Army. Camp MacArthur was here. I do remember that my mother had the flu. This was in that epidemic of 1918, and when we were still living in the hotel. And I remember how very, very sick she was. In fact, people were dying like flies. And I remember that they didn't know what to do with me. So, has anybody told you anything about Miss Gussie Oscar?
No.
Well, Miss Gussie was an impresario and a darling little woman. She must have been about, 5 feet tall, not much more than that. Black hair, black eyes, and always wore black dresses. And she really brought some great entertainment to Waco. They asked her if she would take care of me. She had a room there in the hotel. And she said she'd be glad to, but Miss Gussie knew about as much about children as my dogs would know. And I remember I was pretty frightened because my mother was real sick, and so she put me to bed, or I got to bed, and I had a book from the library that I was reading. And I remember I finished it. And I have never had such a feeling of desolation come over me in my life, because I thought, what will I do if I don't have anything to read? And then, just simultaneously with that thought, I thought, well, I can read it again. So I did, you know. But it's funny, I hadn't thought of that in 60 years.